Hi everybody, it's Catherine here from the Money Panel. And today I wanted to do a video around how to get debt-free fast. Now the reason I wanted to do this was for two reasons. One is that I have personal experience of being in debt. So I want to share some tips with you that really helped me to get out of debt quite quickly. And also it's that time of the year, isn't it? It's December. It's that time of the year typically when people massively overspend on Christmas gifts, and then January comes, the January sales hit, and we're driven emotionally to spend money. Now all of us are driven by emotions around money, but I just want to share with you a couple of tips today about if you have maybe overspent in the past, or you're currently living in your overdraft, or you've got money on a credit card and you want to get it cleared in 2020. Here are my 3 top tips to get out of debt fast. So tip number 1 is to get financially naked. Now I don't literally mean to get naked, but especially in the cold, but what I mean is to know your numbers. So the first thing that you want to go and do is actually make a list of what your debt looks like. So grab your credit card statements, understand what percentages you're paying, find out what the minimum payments are. That's the number 1 thing to do. Bring awareness to your numbers. So go and grab your statements, understand what percentage you're paying, and then the minimum amounts on each of those. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2 then is to download a free app. Now this free app that I would recommend is called Debt Payoff Planner. It's got a little symbol of like a dove. It's completely free. Debt Payoff Planner it's called. Now if you download that app, you'll be able to actually add into that app the details of your credit card balances, the percentages that you're paying, and the minimum payments. And it will actually give you a debt-free date. Now, the reason that's really important is because you want to build momentum. You want to know, like, when am I going to be debt-free by? And then you want to be able to celebrate that at the end. So once you've got your debt-free date, then you can start to use the app to kind of work out, well, what happens if I put an extra £20 a month off it? How much quicker could you be debt-free? It's really, really powerful. I've used it with a couple of my one-to-one clients. So I would highly recommend that you go and download that. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is to then choose a method. Now there's generally 2 most popular ways of paying down debt. The first one is to go with what they call the balance method or the snowball method. And that's to take the small, so let's say you've got 2 credit cards and one of your credit cards has got a balance of, let's say, £500 and the other one's got £1,000. Irrelevant of the interest rates on both those cards, the way that the balance method works, or the snowball method works, is that you pay down that £500 one first and get that cleared. So you just put a minimum payment on the higher one and plough all of your efforts into paying down that small debt first. Now the reason it's called the snowball method is it builds momentum, because the quicker you start paying that off, you're building more momentum and getting into better habits. And then from an emotional perspective, if you can get that debt cleared, it's the most amazing feeling. So that's the snowball method or the balance method, and you can do that in the app. You can actually tell it in the app, I want to do the balance first method, and it will tell you what your debt-free date is. The second way is actually to do the opposite of that. So the opposite way is you take the highest percentage method first. So let's say you've got those 2 credit cards, one at 500, one at 1,000, and the one that's got the £500 on, maybe you're paying 25% interest on, and the other one you're paying 0%. Now, obviously, you can do some balance transfers, some debt consolidation, but it's not actually going to get any of the debt cleared off. It will reduce your interest, but it won't reduce the capital. So what you can then do is to pay off the highest balance first, the highest, as in the highest percentage first, and get that one cleared. Personally, I prefer the balance method, because if you build momentum, you feel better. And when you feel better, you build more momentum and you're more likely to stick to that behaviour and habit. So that's my personal preference. But you can use that Debt Payoff Planner app. It's completely free. You can put all the details in there of your credit cards, any loans, and then work out for you in that app which is the best method. The other tip, I guess I would say, other than getting financially naked, knowing your numbers, downloading that app and then choosing the method, is to draw a line in the sand. If you're living in your overdraft every month, go and open up a new bank account, reset, start the new year 2020 as you mean to go on, and then just set up a standing order to get that overdraft paid off. Because I'm a huge believer in that there's nothing worse than opening up your bank account, or maybe you're not even doing that because you're fearful of doing that, and seeing a negative balance. So reset yourself, switch your bank account, clear that overdraft with your existing bank as quickly as possible, but reset. Give yourself an opportunity to draw that line in the sand and start again for 2020. And really be careful about your buying decisions. Before you make a purchase, if you're more likely to make a purchase when you're stressed or when you're hungry or whether you're feeling depressed, there's lots of support organisations out there that can help you. But also, if you are driven by emotion, just pause. Like when you feel like you want to reach out to make a spend, just pause. And it will give your brain that opportunity to act less emotionally and more rationally. So implement the 24-hour rule. Wait for 24 hours before you make that purchase. Leave it in your Amazon basket. Leave it in the shopping basket online. And just give yourself some time and consideration to understand, is it a need or is it a want? So I hope those tips help. These will really help you to get debt-free really, really fast. And I think having that debt-free date is a game changer. But then you want to celebrate at the end. So make sure that you're going to give yourself a treat of some description once you've got all that stuff paid off. Have a great day, guys. See you soon. Bye.